Hello everyone, I am just testing out something new that I might start doing. So this is lesson 5.1, solving one-step inequalities. It starts on page 263. We did it in class on Thursday 11/13, and I am going to skip over the examples at least this time and go into the example questions, the practice problems that I assigned, and I'm going to work them out. So the first one I assigned was question number 1. It says m minus 4 is less than 3. I'm just going to work this problem out. I'm trying to get m by itself, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides of the inequality symbol. So this cancels out and I bring down m less than 7. So this is my answer, and I need to put it in set builder notation. So bracket, my variable is less than 7, bracket. And there's number 1. The next problem I assigned was number 5. Number 5 says b plus 2 is greater than or equal to 4. So I'm trying to get b by itself. So I'm going to get rid of this 2 here by doing the opposite, which is minus 2 minus 2. So b is greater than or equal to 2. Set builder notation. There we go. Our next problem that was assigned was number 13. Trying to make sure that you all can see these as I'm writing. 13 is 2a is less than or equal to negative 4 plus a.
Staff, if you're parked by the dumpster in front of the Raider room, please remove your car.
It's not me. Okay, I'm going to get a by itself. I got to figure out which one I want to move. If I move this one, there won't be anything left on this side, so I'm going to look at moving this one. To move this over there, I need to do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So minus a on both sides. Remember, there's an invisible 1 there. So this is going to be 2 minus 1 is 1. A is less than or equal to negative 4. Writing it in set builder notation. A is less than or equal to negative 4. The next problem I have is 19a. Looking at 19, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Trying to make sure you all can see everything. So looking at 19, Theodore of the University of Chicago developed a classification of tornadoes according to wind speed and damage. The table shows the classification system. So here's my table. A said, suppose an F3 tornado has winds that are 162 miles per hour. Write and solve an inequality to determine how much the winds would have to increase before the F3 tornado became an F4 tornado. So we want it to be an F4 tornado. So let's look here. F4 starts at 207. So we want it to be at least 207. You hear those words? At least. So I'm going to go back to my paper for number 19a. I'm going to go back up a little bit so you can see. Hopefully you can see both things going on here. I know I want it to be at least 207 because that's where F4 starts. So I'm going to write 207 here. I know I started at 162. I'm going to write 162 here. It says, write and solve to determine how much the winds would have to increase. So I know something is increasing. I don't know how much it's increasing. I'm going to use W for winds. How much does this have to increase to be at least this? We don't want this to be smaller than this. We want it to be this or larger. Therefore, we'll say this must be greater than or equal to this. Okay, now I can solve. I'm going to get W by itself. Make sure we can see everything here. I'm going to subtract 162 from both sides. Minus 162 minus 162. W is going to be greater than or equal to 45. Set builder notation. W is greater than or equal to 45. There we go. The next problem I gave was number 29. Looking at number 29, I have negative 10 is less than or equal to x divided by negative 2. Well, I know I'm trying to get x by itself. You do the opposite in order to move something to opposite sides of whatever sign. This time we've got an inequality sign. So this says divide by negative 2. I'm going to multiply by negative 2 on both sides. This side cancels. Negative 10 times negative 2 is positive 20. Bring my x down. I did the rule. I divided by a negative number, so my sign is going to flip. So here we go. 20 is greater than or equal to x. To write it in set builder notation, I must start with my variable, and that means how we read it this way, x is less than or equal to, is how we should read it this way. There we go. The last practice problem was number 35. We can still see everything. This is good. Number 35 says 4r is less than 64. So we're going to divide by 4, because when they're stuck together like that, it means multiplication. Divide by 4. So r is less than 64 divided by 4 is 16. Set builder notation. R is less than 16. And there we go. That is all of our practice problems that were assigned. I don't know if it's going to be good or not to show all of them. It's kind of hard to get all of them. And we'll see if this is going to work.